Hey everybody, what's going on? Scott Hogan coming at you here. We are going to be talking about working on your skills, building up your skills in this new series that we want to call Building Your Epic Skills to be able to play your best golf throughout this season. All right, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. So, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing a new series here called Building Your Skills. All right, and we want to build what I call here at Scott Hogan Golf our epic skills. So, the ones that are really going to make us be able to really take our games to the next level. That's what we always say. We want to take it to an epic level, wherever that means for you. And so, when we start doing that, we have to really start looking at the skills and what we can do. So, before we get into that, again, thanks everybody for watching and tuning in. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the future series. This is going to be a few parts, and we have a few episodes of it. So make sure you click the notifications as well so you know as soon as we post them when those videos go up. You'll be in on when they happen. So again, thanks everybody, and we'll get to it. So we start talking about skills, okay, in golf. And you know, the skills that I ask this question all the time. I've been asking this for the last year or so to my students is, all right, what do you think the skills you need to reach your goal is? And the answers I've been getting are interesting. It's always, oh, I've got to keep my left arm straight, or I've got to keep my body, my rotation of my hips, things like that. And people say, those are the skills I need. And my response is, it's always interesting to hear that because those aren't skills. Okay, those are positions, and actually they're effects from if you do have good skills. So when we start talking to people, and I talk to people, it's always about, all right, can I improve my skills with a golf club? That's what makes my body start to move and do some things that we see on video. And then from there we can clean it up a little bit, but you're really going to get a long way, at least 80-85% of the way, if you learn the skills that we're going to be talking about. So that's what we're hoping to see happen, okay? And that's what I'm hoping to see happen is, you know, golf is a skill game, just like all the other skill games we have out there. There's skills. There's not a X do X and Y happens, all right? That just doesn't happen. Like if I shoot a basketball, if I do X form, why the ball goes in the basket will happen. That's a ludicrous idea, right? We all know that you have to shoot a lot. You have to practice exactly how much power, get in the flow of playing in a game, all of those things. And the golf is no different. It just looks a little different because it's a little bit slower, a little bit more. We get to set up to each shot. So we're going to talk about those skills. So skill number one here that we're starting off with today is it's a basic idea, but it's one that I see almost everybody, 99.5% of the golfers that come to me have a really hard time with this idea, and that is understanding how to move this object that is far away from us, right? The club head in golf is what matters, okay? The club head is the first part. That's the part that we need to get really good at. And people have a really hard time levering that golf club using their hands, using their wrists, using their arms, and get this thing moving. So we want to talk about that and talk about the different ways that we do that to make this club go, and you're going to have a lot better time hitting it farther, being able to put the golf club on the ball. So when we start talking about the levering, okay, here's what I see, all right? What do I see when people move it? I see, all right, I'm going to move the club, and there's big movements with their bodies, their arms, their shoulders, right? All up in here, not their lower arms, wrists, hands, because they've been told, oh, I got to keep that still, because again, on some sort of still frame video or still frame picture, it looks like the wrists aren't moving a lot. In fact, they really are. They're moving a ton. So what do we want to start doing as we start looking at it? Okay, we got to learn how to move this club in different directions. So as I go, the first one we want to move, okay, this would be called an in-plane motion, okay? You've heard the word alpha torque if anybody's out there, but we're just going to call this just moving it in plane, or you could be thinking along my target line, right? That would be another way you could think about it. That's a overly simplified version of that, but as we're going through the ball, that's how we're moving it. So as we go, I need to be able to move this golf club in a manner that works the club from up to up, which we would see as an L to L drill. You'll hear that, where we make an L with our arm and the club, and through arm and the club, and we get to do that. And I need to be able to do that with both hands, okay? I need to be able to do that with both hands. So what you'll see is the golf club part is moving a lot more than the grip end, right? It's still moving, it has to a little bit, but it's going to move a lot less. So we're getting this in-plane motion to go. If we can do that right off the bat, I'm going to be able to put a lot onto the golf ball and get this ball to move. So we can start with that motion. Now, the second motion that we want to be able to work on, okay, is what we would call, this is called in the science world, it's called beta torque, but we have to work it up, right? So we're going to see it go through, and we're going to see it work up, right? Right here. So if I do that, and if I combine those motions, that's how I get to a backswing. Okay? I work it back along the target line, I work it up, and boom, I've got a backswing. Okay? When I go through, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to work it through along the target line, I'm going to work it up. That's how I get a finish. And that's how I get a proper finish. So I get a finish where I'm not going to do any damage to my lower back, my body. All the body parts are going to be working how they should. So we got two motions. We've got, again, what we call in the science world alpha. We've got beta. There's a blend of those that creates a backswing. Okay? There's a third one now, and this is going to be torquing, okay, or gamma torquing. All right, so when I start to twist the golf club through, this is a big one where people will see, all right, I don't want to twist it. I always hear this, oh, I'm supposed to keep it stable. I just want to keep it straight. That does not work. You're going to end up inadvertently actually twisting the golf club away from you, and it's going to get open. What we actually want to see is a blend of, as I go through, torquing or twisting the club as we go through. So I'm going to be working it along my target line, twisting, and then so that would look something like this. And then I add this up and down motion to get to a backswing, and then again I'm going down along my target line and twisting. All of a sudden I'm able to make a swing and finish, and guess what happens? Okay, some of these still frame pictures that we'll see, guess what? My hands will start to lead into impact. My face will be squared up. I'm not going to throw my hands because that gets the club way out of whack, all right? Gets the club way out of whack. When we do that, I'm no longer thinking about how do I want to move this end. I'm thinking about moving my body, and that creates some issues. That golf club gets way, way off base, and all of a sudden we're going to have some issues with just getting the contact or getting it to square up. So what we'll see is, as I go up here now, again, I'm up, I've worked it back, and now I'm going to twist. So I think, all right, I got to go down, I got to go towards the target, and I got to twist, right? So skills, as we start, the very first skill that I like to see people work on is moving a golf club in the proper ways. If you watch professionals on TV, especially on the range, okay, you see them talking to each other, all they're doing is this, all right, hey, what's going on? And they're just moving the golf club. This is so easy for them. So when they come and talk about their swings, they never are going to talk about this part because they don't even know they're doing it. They do it just like we would walk, talk, I'd reach and grab for something. This is what they do, and they can do it super, super good. All right? So as we start talking about it again, we've got 3 motions. 1, along the target line, starting to feel this golf club work. We've got the up and down portion as well. Okay, so as we go back now and add some up, we create that L to L drill. And then as we come down, we do have to twist the golf club. We were working on those motions. If you start to pay attention to how you do all of these, I think you're going to find that it's a lot easier to direct the golf club and get things like swing plane or the path of your club going inside out, outside in, whatever you want. You can do those now at will. You know, there's not a magic key that says, all right, I'm going to swing the golf club this way. It's really understanding how a club moves, and then you do it. So that's our first skill that we want to have people build is movement of the golf club. Great thing to do inside, get a club in your hands. You don't have to make massive swings doing this. You know, if you're just watching golf, stand up, make a few of these swings, go left, right, feel how you do all of them, up and down. I'm going to twist it. Just get some feels for moving this thing around. As we go, you're going to be really surprised. So skill number 1, understand how this object, we lever this object, how we move this object to make a fast and efficient golf swing. That's our goal. That's what we want players to work on. That's what I have my players work on. And it helps them tremendously pick up plenty of yards, feeling like they have less effort. That's my favorite thing, was people hit it farther with what feels like less effort. And you're going to be way better off being able to be more consistent, hit the center of the face, do some more of our other skills that we're going to talk about. So it'll really help you out. So thanks everybody so much. Again, if you have questions, comments, please leave them below. In this series, we want to answer any of those, anything that you've heard. If you have a thing that you think is a fundamental or a skill that you need to play this game well, I want to hear about it down below. Make sure you put it down there so we can talk about it, discuss. I want it to be an open discussion and be able to talk freely about some of the misconceptions or some of the good stuff and why it's good. So thanks everybody. Remember to subscribe. We'll have more of these skill buildings. We're going to have this series going and all the way up until we start playing, helping you out. So make sure you subscribe, click the notifications so you don't miss out on it. And we're going to see you in the next video again. So thanks so much, and we'll see you then.